What's up, guys? Ken over here at Backbodymystery. Today we're going to be getting into the WWE debut on Netflix. We're going to talk about wrestling, Royal Rumble, and we're also going to talk about our excitement getting ready to go to the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis. My partner in crime, Diamond, is out. He is preparing to compete in Frosty Fausting, which is a fighting game tournament that's going to take place here in the States. But before I get started, slap, like, and share, subscribe. That's the best way to support the channel. Today I got my special guests here, Jay from Jujeezy and Kevin from Sound Deli. So hopefully we're going to have some good conversation today. So let's get started. What I want to kind of go into is a scenario that I kind of came across speaking to some wrestling fans, and we were going back and forth about what makes you a wrestling fan if you haven't seen this or haven't seen that. So I thought that was some good stuff to start with today. So I'm gonna ask y'all some questions. We're gonna kind of go right through it. I'm gonna name some matches, and I'm gonna ask you, if you haven't seen these matches, does it make you a wrestling fan or not? Because wrestling fans are at all ages, but there are some matches you need to see, and there are some matches that you probably should have seen, right? So let's go right into it. So are you a wrestling fan if you never seen Stone Cold or The Rock wrestle or interact or cut a promo with each other? Are you a fan?
Man, you might not be a fan, bro. That was some good times.
Okay.
And you talking about the attitude era, man. So if you didn't see none of them matches, yeah, I'm not gonna say that disqualifies you completely, but you on the cusp.
You on the cusp. That was some of the best work in WWE. Like if you missed that, you need to go to the backlog. You have to definitely look it up. You have to go back and look at those promos and those matches. And then don't forget one of the best matches, the Stone Cold versus Bret Hart I Quit match. That was
groundbreaking match.
So I guess it goes off eras and age too. You got a lot of generations now who don't know who none of the wrestlers are. They just see them.
Well, hold on. I can't say that. You still got people that cheer when Stone Cold come out. Kid, you still got people that cheer when the Boogeyman comes out.
Definitely
You still got people that cheer when Hulk Hogan come out. They know something.
I mean, they may know, but do they like us? And us in particular, do they like know? Like they may know because their parents may have told them.
Right.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But do they know? Like when we went home and watched Raw and watched Stone Cold drive the beer truck and spray everybody down, you know, with the beer and stuff, do they really know? Like they may know of him, or do they know him exactly?
Well,
you know
with the applications that's out now, I would think that just doing a conversation there, check, because you would be shocked how many younger people I come across that always talk about the Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. And it is amazing to me because I'm like, yo, aren't you like 19?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
And that match, that's how big that match is. A lot of people went back via their streaming service and they watched that match. And I mean, it was a dope match.
It was. That definitely was.
The TLC match between the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian.
Okay, bro, you might not be a wrestling fan if you've never seen that match.
No, you're not a fan.
You're not a fan.
You're not a fan.
Okay. Are you a fan if you 30 years older and you never seen any Randy Savage or Ultimate Warrior promos?
Hell no.
We ain't even gonna answer that. You should know that one.
I already answered it.
All right. If you're 30 and old, if you never seen the iconic Hulk Hogan versus Andre, are you a wrestling fan? Never heard of it, never seen it.
Okay, that one is kind of hard because it was one of the moments in wrestling history. But just to play devil's advocate or spoiler, Andre the Giant was slammed before that.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. But you know, it's great marketing, great promo.
Great marketing, great promo, yeah.
And the way TV shows were promoted then, it wasn't. You had to be there to see that.
Oh yeah,
you had to be there. It wasn't something that was recorded. I don't think it was even pay-per-view back then. I think you literally had to be there to see that
event.
To see that happen. So
yeah, because they recorded it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say you're not a wrestling fan. You've never seen that because it wasn't live stream like it is now.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe I add a little more detail to it. Let's say you magically 30 and you see wrestling talking about these historical matches and you didn't go back and look at none of these. I mean, you should completely ignore it and didn't go back and research. Because when I grew up, there were some matches I didn't see, but I went back, YouTube, whatever we had at the, YouTube been around since the early 2000s, but I go back and watch some of that stuff. Some people will not go back and watch anything that they haven't seen on TV. Are you a wrestling fan if you never seen the Dudley Boys put Mae Young through a table?
You can still be a wrestler.
You still right?
Yeah, you could be a wrestling fan. I see that. Yeah, they use that as bloopers now.
Yeah,
so I mean, yeah, you know, you could be a wrestling fan.
You could definitely still be.
Throw a curveball. Are you a wrestling fan if you never seen or heard about the Montreal Screwjob?
That's a hard one not to know about. So
Yeah.
you would definitely have to not be a wrestling fan to not know that.
To not know about
I'm 50-50 on that.
Well, nah, because remember, it wasn't. Keep it real. It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
So for you not to know that, I don't think you're a wrestling fan.
That was like almost 20 years ago, right?
the Montreal Screwjob. It was it was in the 90s, wasn't it?
We're to 2025. That was almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah, but still, that they still talk about so much. It's brought up so much in modern day that you will have to know about it.
Yeah,
you can't watch WWE for a whole 2 years and not see anything about the Montreal Screwjob.
Okay. Are you a wrestling fan if you have never heard of the Undertaker streak or watched the streak get ended?
No, you're not a fan.
You're not a fan.
You're not a fan.
You're not a fan.
You're not a fan?
Yeah. How long was that streak? Like 2 decades?
Yes.
2 decades?
You're definitely not a fan.
You are not
a fan. Okay.
If you have not seen the Undertaker streak.
All right. There is a lot of stories that happen in this story. Are you a wrestling fan if you never have seen anything related to the Undertaker and Kane storyline? From his debut to the match taking off to everything. You never heard of that storyline at all. You're a wrestling fan. And there's so much stuff that happened in between that.
I'm going to have to say no, only because we just said no if you didn't know about the streak. The streak was part of that storyline. So I'm going to have to say no.
I would. Ooh, that's a hard one because going to work in school, it was kind of hard to catch everything. So I say I'm 50-50. You more than likely you might be a wrestling fan.
So you saying you might be a wrestling fan if you be like, I don't know the Kane and Undertaker story, how they went back and forth. He's taking the urn.
Just think about it. He came in, they beefed. All of a sudden they kind of died down on the beefing. Then they beefed again, died down, partnered up, broke up, beefed, partnered up. So it depends on where you caught it at. So I can't knock you if you didn't see the whole layout because it seemed like the writers was going in so many different directions. It almost seemed like each stage of their coexistence was written by different writers. It was written by different.
So let me push back. So we talking. The question was the Kane Undertaker rivalry. So we're not talking about them when they was tag team. We're talking about when they first introduced Kane.
When they first introduced Kane
and Undertaker. They were saying Kane was burnt up and he wasn't. He came and he whooped the Undertaker. Undertaker took some time off, came back. So if you didn't see that, I don't consider you a fan.
So we're just talking about that first part.
Just there when he came in, like you were saying, how Kane was burnt alive, came back. He ripped the cage off the Hell in a Cell. All of that. And not the Brothers of Destruction. That's because the Brothers of Destruction and the Kane versus Undertaker story, two different stories.
So let me interject on that then. I still don't think you're not a fan because you got to remember DX was running Rapid then. And that was a DX match.
It was a DX match.
That was a DX match. If you was following DX during that time, then yeah, you're fine. You're a fan because why would you introduce something like that in the middle of a DX era?
You sure your timeline is right about that?
Shawn Michaels, DX was formed. They was still together then. Remember, he went against Shawn Michaels when Kane came out and was introduced.
But you're talking about when Kane was with the gray gloves and when he came back with the purple gloves. That was the rivalry era, correct, Ken, if I'm not mistaken?
No, when he was in a match with Shawn Michaels when Kane debuted.
Right.
Okay.
You're amazed by the quality of storytelling with their body, their promo. You know, if you're watching it, you're a fan, right? I'm not saying you got to have a long history. I'm just talking about like when you come across somebody that say, hey, I've been watching wrestling for 30 years, but I never heard of the Spinner Rooney. Really?
Spinner Rooney? Scorpio. Scorpio.
Like, you never heard of Spinner Rooney?